It kept saying traffic is unusually high right now, and I'm like, man, are we going to ever get live here? So, hey, man, well, Lee is taking on a new look, as you can see.
Right. Grew a
He's
beard.
grew a beard and definitely got a little bit different accent than that
Yeah,
South
I wanted
Texas
to change
accent.
it up a little.
Change it up a little bit. Tonight we've got Lee. Is I talked to him a couple times today, and he lost. They don't have any internet connections down there in the Houston area, and I guess it affected him all the way down to Corpus Christi area. And I had reached out to Bill earlier to see if we could get him on our show, and
Yeah.
I had already put the banner out, and he called me an hour later. He said, "Man, I'd
Yeah.
love to make it." Now I was like, "Great! Now we're going to have you as our co-host." So,
Perfect.
if you don't
Perfect.
know this guy, this is Mr. Bill Gillespie. He's, I don't know, 4 or 5 time world champion. He was the 2023 chicken champ at the Jack
Yep.
Daniel Invitation. It's one of our newest cooks that we've had on Barbecue Champs Academy. Bill, how you been doing, brother?
I'm good, Mike. Yeah, I'm just, I think we're getting some of your weather, like that hot, humid weather
Yeah,
this week up here in the Northeast. So
I got you.
it's yeah. So we kind of hunker inside the AC and don't do a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, well, it's that time of the year. It's
Yeah,
hot.
yeah.
So anyway, it's kind of been kind of nice and cool today. We've got a few guests coming in. We got Mr. Gordon. Thank you to Gordon for joining us. Matt, hey brother, we appreciate you being with us today. And we've got Chris on here as well. Hi, Chris and
Hey,
Bill.
Chris. Yeah,
Congrats on your
Matt and Chris.
RGC.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
Matt was
yeah,
the one that he was instrumental in getting the CBA up here.
yeah. So we're gonna get a little chance to talk about that.
Yeah.
I got a chance to cook a CBA again this weekend. I was over in Blue Ridge, Texas. It's about 20 miles, kind of northwest of McKinney, which is probably another 30 miles from Dallas.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful venue up there. It's a place they have a lot of events, weddings, and stuff like that. Man, first year event, they had a nice car show, had some vendors out there, killer fireworks show on Friday night, and it was CBA's first time being there. Like I said, it's first time event.
Yeah.
And man, we had a good time. I haven't got a chance to cook. This is my third CBA. I think I
Yeah.
had a third place the first time I did it. I finished fifth overall my second one, and I got reserve grand champion behind Chris Hatcher,
Yeah.
who's one of our guests here today. And we did pretty good. We had a second place brisket. Brisket's just continuing to killing it. Third chicken, had a
Nice.
ninth rib, and a 13th pork. My pork was just, man, it was just not good.
Yeah.
And it
I
just
get
split.
us.
All the money muscles split.
Yeah.
They were, and I'm trying to fill it, and the money muscles shrunk up. I only could get 4 slices out of each one,
Yeah.
and I just didn't have enough to process and fill up a box the way I wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just, I was putting pieces in the box that I shouldn't. But my God, the box looked empty with 4 money muscles in it, and I'm like, and there's no garnish, just a piece of foil.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah.
I was like, man, this ain't what I want to do, but I got to do something. So
Yeah.
anyway, but it was a good time, and man, we've been rolling pretty well this year.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
let's see, we got Miss Brenda on here, we got Ken on here as well, we got the cast iron cookers on here, we got Mr. Jared on here. Hey guys, way to go, Waypoint. Got Mark on here as well. I have a feeling he must be related to
Yeah, I
Mr.
think so.
Jeff. Got John JJ Jensen on here. Glad to have you all the way from Alaska.
Nice.
We're from coast to
Coast to
coast as far as
coast.
we can get now. We got Mr. Lamar on here. Glad you're joining us tonight, Lamar, and thank you for doing what you did this past week, man. It was awesome. Read your post earlier. So AJ, glad to have you on. AJ was another cook that was over there at the CBA event with me and Chris,
Hmm.
or Chris and I, if I want to say things right.
That's all
So
good.
anyway, good seeing you, brother. You had a couple nice calls as well. We got Jailbreak Barbecue with
Yeah.
us.
Awesome.
Got
They're
the
up
East Coast
upper
guys.
upstate New York. Yep.
Yeah, got another one of Jeff's family in here, man. Thank you for being here. Got Mr. Tony on here. Evening, how you doing? Got Mr. Bud Brown, man. Bud, I'm telling you now, you've getting things dialed in. He's kind of new to the barbecue scene. I think he started last year a few comps. He got really serious about it this year. I know he's taking Aaron Leslie's class, and
Hmm.
man, I'm telling you what, he's steadily been getting better and better and more consistent. The more you
Good.
get out there and do it, he's starting to find the things that are working. But
That's what you do.
I think he cooked a different organization this weekend. It was the Rib Cook Off Association. It's a new contest.
Yeah, I've
It
heard
was
about
Yeah,
those.
started by Jody and Dirk,
I love
and
it.
I think if I recall, didn't you have a first place baby back? First place. I think you had a first place rib. Trying to go off memory. I know you're in the top 10 in the points. That I do know.
That's
So
cool.
congratulations, bud. Man, it's great seeing you do good. Got Mr. Travis with us. Congratulations. Yeah, appreciate it, man. We've been rolling. So Angry Cock
Angry
Barbecue.
Cock out
There
of New
we go.
Hampshire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another one. Eric
Yeah.
Arnold. Thank you for joining us, Eric. Good seeing you too, brother. And Bobby Stewart, hey brother, glad to have you with us. Mr. Matt's with us. New England is in the house.
That's
Got
it.
Mr. Carlos.
Full
So here,
force.
yeah,
Hey, we
here,
met Carlos.
yeah,
Good dude.
You met who?
Carlos. Hey, that's how we say it up here in the
Carlos.
Northeast.
I know it. I had to get it. I'm going to get a couple of digs. You know that. So, Carlos, it was good seeing you. I think you finished fourth overall up there
Yeah,
in
you
the
did well.
Roadhouse, in the Rhode
Oh,
Island. Got an Animal House in the mix tonight. Yep, first place baby back. I thought that. They got Lori on here. Lori and Ron made it in. Thank you. And fifth and spare. Yeah, you did. That's a really good weekend, brother. Congratulations, Carlos. Congrats, guys, on a great cook.
thanks.
Yeah, let's see, Joe. Appreciate you being here. Got Mr. Richard on here. Look at here.
Hey,
Yeah,
Fergie.
got Fergie on
Yeah,
here.
buddy.
Barbecue Santa
Right?
Claus. That's
There it
it.
is.
That's it. No doubt. He's on here, Richard. Got Miss Heather on
Oh,
here
Heather
as
Frank.
well.
Yeah. Red
Yeah,
Smoke out
Red
of
Smoke.
Virginia. Yep.
Yeah, man, we got all the East Coast folks on
That's
here.
it.
Got Justin on here. Glad to have you here, brother. And got Anthony on here as well down in Houston. Man, I hope y'all are safe down there. I know the weather
Yeah.
got pretty inclement. I'm surprised you even have any cell service down in that area. To all of our East Coast listeners, man, we really do appreciate you. I'm sorry that I didn't have Lee Hickle on here tonight, but Bill's going to pinch
Hey,
hit.
you get the
Uh,
next best thing, right?
Man, they're all good. So Lee's lost half of South Texas.
Yeah.
Nobody has internet service down there. So I hope you guys on the East Coast will join us, man. We usually have a pretty good podcast every Tuesday, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Man, we've really been covering a lot of stuff. Bill, you was part of it. We had
Mm-hmm.
all the pit masters coming in. You covered chicken.
Yep.
If I can't remember, you had chicken. I think we had Sterling on here. We had
Yeah.
Rooters and Tooters. What it Rooter?
No,
No,
it was. Oh my God. Carrie
Carrie.
Chastain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his team?
Hold your horses or
Hold Your
something.
Horses. That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Great cooks, giving up some great information. We've had somebody on here. We had Aaron Leslie and Fred Robles talking about brisket.
Yeah. You had Luke talking about ribs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
had Luke. Yeah, Luke Darnell was on here with ribs, along with Justin West, who was
Yeah.
another world champion in ribs. I mean, a lot of great information. And then last
Mm-hmm.
couple of weeks ago, we had David with Prairie Fresh. And man, I'm telling
Okay.
you guys, if y'all have not seen it, I know a lot of you may use Compart, but if you don't use Compart and you want to know all the stuff that is done to Prairie Fresh ribs, go back to the episode week before last. There are some serious things that Prairie Fresh does to ribs, and he lays it out, and it's
Yeah.
pretty dadgum amazing. Me and Lee was just like, got off, and we was like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And last week we had B&B on. We had Daniel,
Right.
marketing director of B&B. So we've really had some awesome podcasts talking about a lot of things to really help the guys understand their product better, know what they've got. So join us last week. And pretty cool. Daniel gave away two $250 gift. I mean, I think he gave them a Visa card so you can enter a
Wow.
barbecue competition. So he's paid
Cool.
for two different people's barbecue competitions. So
That's great.
anyway, who else we got on here? Tina, congrats to my son, Chris. Well, I know you're a proud mom, so glad to have you. Got Mr. Mark on here. Appreciate you being here. Rico, thank you for being on
Yeah,
here.
Rico, another
Yeah.
Northeast guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Got Mr. Stephen on here. Thank you for being here, brother. Saginaw, Texas. Appreciate you joining us, Stephen. He's another one that's been killing it as well.
Yeah.
Lori Leslie is my man. Yeah, there you go. And still got Stephen on here. It was a fun weekend. Yeah, no
Yeah, it
doubt.
was.
A lot of fun. So,
Yeah, it was great to meet him and his wife.
yeah. Well, it's been a great time so far. About really get to kick this thing off. We really always want to give props to our sponsors. You know, we really can't do what we do without these guys and all their help. If you're looking for any of these things, the barbecue stores got amazing products. They got about everything you could possibly imagine. Gunnar Wilhelm knives, Mr. David. Love his knives. Super sharp and very affordable price. We got Daigle's barbecue sauces and glazes and Raider red meats. If you're looking for any Prairie Fresh stuff, she can ship them. It's part of the Texas Tech University. It's part of their ag department, so scholarship money goes to these guys to help them processing cows and stuff like that, and pigs, and how they do all that stuff, and then they sell meat out of their market, and it helps these students. So Radio Red
Nice.
Meats, talk to Kirsten and tell her you're looking for something in ribs and pork. She can definitely help you out. So, well, we got a couple great ones on here tonight. I think first of all we got to start with this guy, Mr. Jeff with Waypoint Barbecue, got his first grand champion this weekend in Rhode Island. Jeff, welcome to our show and congratulations, brother.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you
congratulations.
very much.
I don't know how your reaction was getting your first grand champion in the first CBA competition that was ever in that area. I think it's only the second competition they've ever done outside of Texas. I think they had one in South Carolina here last month, and now they strolled up to Rhode Island. And man, how sweet was it to get the auto to the jack, brother?
Really cool. I think we're still all on a high.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be. I was there to see it. I saw them jump up, and just the pure excitement, and yeah, it was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was, it's like I said to you guys before, it's my bucket list to go, and especially winning the first and winning an auto and my first GC.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah.
Finally beating Bill once.
Yeah.
Probably never again, but at least I got him once.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Yep.
And Bill got reserve grand champion. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm just now realized not only did we got the grand and the reserve from Rhode Island, but we got the grand and the reserve from the competition over here in Blue Ridge. I might as well go on and bring this guy on, Mr. Chris. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well.
Doing good, guys. How are y'all?
Man,
hey,
I'm
Chris.
doing good, Chris. I'm doing good. So we had a great time. Chris is an exceptional cook. He's right over there in the Fort Worth area. Hold on one second.
Oh,
Uh-oh. There we go. It's going to come here in a second.
It's gonna come.
It's going to come. So
Yeah.
anyway, but Chris got grand champion, and I hit reserve grand
Congratulations,
champion.
brother.
So
Appreciate it.
yeah, Chris is an amazing cook. So Jeff, we're going to give you just a little spotlight here, man. We would like to know, I mean, how long have you been cooking and stuff, and how'd you get in this competition barbecue stuff?
We, believe it or not, we started during COVID. We, COVID hit. My wife had bought me a Traeger a few years before, and I'm a casualty adjuster, so I was down in Texas working the ice storms, and I said I wanted to buy a stick burner. I never had a stick, so I bought I ordered a Lone Star, got that. Then I had a Yoda 640, and then another guy on my team and my chef, we all just started watching videos, and I said, hey, let's compete. And we competed, and that was the end of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it got you hooked.
It got us hooked. Yeah, I got my first RGC at Hogs for Heroes.
Yep.
And I didn't want any more stuff in my motorcycle trailer, so I sold all our gear. I bought a Lone Star. I bought a Bubba Grill from Lonnie, and we've been cooking on it ever since. Oh, and my drum from Cotton Gin.
Okay. Yep. So you cook on an offset and a drum.
I reverse flow.
Okay, reverse
and
flow. Okay.
And the drum.
Okay, that's awesome. So you've been cooking now, what, about 3 or 4 years then?
This is we've been competing 2.5 years.
Okay.
And we've been fooling around with it for about 3.5. But competing as a team, the three of us, about 2.5 years.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's an animal. It's addictive, and it's not a cheap sport. I thought my daughter's horse background was an expensive sport. This is just as expensive.
Yeah, it gets very expensive in a hurry. That's no doubt about that. So you got an auto to the jack. Now, Chris, I think we all have that dream of wanting to go to the jack. I don't think you've been to the jack, have you?
No.
Yeah.
No, we've had, somebody was asking that this weekend. I think we've had, the most bungs we've had is 5.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you also have over 200 contests in Texas.
That's
tough. That makes it difficult.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't make it fair for Texas. That's for
Yeah.
sure. So, yeah. So, man, to be able to go to the jack at such an early point in your career, man, congratulations, because it's a
Thank
bucket
you so
list.
much.
It's a bucket
Yeah.
list for all of us.
Yeah,
So,
Definitely.
was truly our bucket list. I mean, that was my bucket list. I always wanted to go. The Royal I hear is really cool, but the Jack is just, I guess, the Jack, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely
How
special.
many times
Yeah.
you been, Bill?
I think we'll be our 12th year this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Man,
Thank
that is awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
That's
Jack
great.
is quite unique. I mean, I got a chance last year to go cook with Sweetie BBQ,
Yep.
and never had been before. And I've been to the Royal. I've been the last 3 years in a row, and the Royal's really unique. It's a big event, but
Yeah,
what I
it's
really
huge.
liked about the Jack is just it's really kind of everything's kind of more close together. You only had 75, 80 teams, I think,
Mm-hmm.
last year. The scenery's amazing. It's just like it's like the who's who of barbecue in a real small little confined space.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it just feels like high energy. It's kind of laid back, but it's like, man, he's a champ. He's a champ. This is a world champ. I mean, these guys are just like amazing, and it's everybody's kind of so close together. So it was a little bit different feel. It felt
Mm-hmm.
more like a typical barbecue competition that you go to. Um,
Except
but
for you got hair sticking on the back of your neck.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
Right.
exactly it. So, but it's just because it's just, man, it's like the who's who of barbecue is there.
Mm-hmm.
And now, don't take it me wrong. I mean, the American Royal is epic. I mean, it is like 500 teams there. It's just it can get overwhelming.
Yeah.
But and I think everybody needs to go to it. Hey, Chris, have you ever cooked the American Royal?
Yeah, I've cooked it once.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's quite an event. It's just to take it in. The first year was like, holy crap. We went in 2017. I waited again to 2021, I think, before we went again, 21, 22, and 23 in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And it was better the second time. And then the third time and the fourth time, it's just, you know where to go. You kind of see people. It's a lot of great things to do, and you're not in awe the first time. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Two totally different experiences,
yeah, it really is.
I mean, they're both special in their own way,
Yeah, no doubt. So, Jeff, you're going to enjoy it. You
Yeah.
really will. You're going to
I
have a
will
good
tell you,
time.
I really enjoyed the CBA. I hope it takes off up here. I really do. It was,
Yes.
Bill, it was more relaxed. You weren't, we're not used to the 1 hour timeline. but
Right.
It was just, it was a different feeling. It was, I like the way they do it. I like the way the judging went. There's, and cook good barbecue. That's what you do. You cook good barbecue.
Yep.
Good
That's
barbecue.
it. Yeah.
Cook good what now?
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Yeah. That stuff on the smoker.
Yeah, that stuff, that meat that's getting some smoke bath. I got you. I
Yeah.
love you guys. Y'all are awesome. Oh, goodness. Well, with that said, let's talk a little bit about the CBA. Chris, let's let them kind of go first, then you and I can kind of talk about it because I'd like to get their perspective on it. Chris you've cooked what, 4 or 5 CBAs
Yeah, I think
now?
5. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've done 3. These are their first 2. So let's talk about what you like about it. Was there anything that you didn't really care for as much? I mean, what is it that you really like about the CBAs? I mean, Jeff, we'll start with you since you're the grand champion.
Me?
Yeah. What was your likes?
I don't. I really thought the songs were cool. That's really neat. That's
Yeah.
a unique. That's a unique thing.
Yep.
I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention because I wasn't remembering anybody's song of my own.
Yeah, as long as you know yours, that's all that
That's
counts.
it.
So
I didn't know Bill's song though.
Yeah.
It was. I really like the judging a lot. And you're not cooking to a profile. You're cooking.
good barbecue.
You're cooking your barbecue.
There we go. I
No,
love
you
it.
say it how you say it. Say it how you say it.
It was. I'm telling you, it was very, very enjoyable.
Okay,
To be honest, I prefer it over a KCBS.
there you go.
I
Jailbreak
truly
just
do.
said no garnish.
That's it. No
I
garnish. Yeah.
will tell you, I do like the garnish. I think it looks nice in the box. I
Right.
think it gives you a presentable product,
Right.
but it actually is nice not putting it in there too.
It's easy.
You know?
Here's the thing. everybody just uses a piece of tinfoil, so
That's right.
nobody's got an advantage over you. It's just a
Nope.
piece of tin.
Nope.
So your tinfoil is really not adding any presentation. It's just how the meat looks in the
Correct.
box.
It's
know,
your product you're looking at.
it's
your,
it's the
your,
product,
what
right?
you're turning in.
Yep. I don't want them critiquing. Oh, well, that little piece of parsley, as Bill would
Yeah,
call it, is
that's it, parsley.
it's an eighth inch too high over here, so I'm going to have to no. Judge me on the meat, not what the box looks like. So, all right. So that's one thing that you like, Bill. What were some of the things that you like, brother?
I like the whole format. I've done FBA, I've done World Food, and they're very similar as far as like the no greenery in the box, an hour for turn-ins. And for this, I just cooked my program. I did mess around with pork a little bit, and I can tell you that story later on. But yeah, I honestly had no real expectations going into it. Just gonna cook my stuff and just see what happens. And we were told that the judging is knife and fork out of the box. They don't physically pick it up and take a piece. Right. So they're just cutting it out of the box. So that gets you thinking a little bit too, right?
Yeah.
For like how are you going to do your ribs? Are you going to cut your ribs how you normally do it? Or are you going to like lean more to one side and give them like a, but no, it was something different, a new format. I hope it, kind of picks up a little bit more up here in the Northeast. Like I said, it was something totally different, and I no expectations, and I just kind of went in and just did my thing.
Right. So that's good. Did you did you think that the 1 hour turn-ins, it does give you a little bit more time to process stuff and not be so rushed. Do you like that?
Yeah, it ends up being 50 minutes if you think about
50 minutes.
Because you have until the top of the hour and then 10 of, right? So you have 50 minutes. Because I got a chance to sit down and chill for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where for KCBS, I know between ribs and pork, I get 5 minutes where I can sit down, catch my breath, and then I have to jump right back in. So, for me, I like that extra little bit of time just to kind of chill out for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it gives you a chance to clean up, get your thoughts ready. Okay, now let's get into the next meat. I like the hour. I think it's a lot better. Yeah. Chris, let's talk about you, man. You've done 5 of these things. Mm-hmm. What is some of the things your likes about it? Dislikes, if there's anything that you really don't like about it.
Man, so just to kind of bounce off of what they were talking about, the songs, it's super unique, right?
Yeah.
The first one I did was last July, actually. And, a lot of the guys that I went and cooked with, they had already cooked CBA and they knew a lot of the guys' songs. So, they're hooping and hollering and, they're kind of into it. And I'm like, I don't know about this. It's kind of weird.
Right.
I didn't know what was going on, But the next one I did, I was like, okay, I knew what people's songs were, and man, it was cool. Like you can get into it.
Yeah.
The hour turn-ins I like. We're used to cooking like hour and a half turn-ins, sometimes 2 hours, depending on the size of the event.
Oh, right.
Man, it's just a lot. It strings it out way too long for me.
Yeah.
KCBS, is, we all know, it's you get in and you're done, and you don't know what the hell just happened.
Yeah, but, exactly.
I like the hour turn-ins, man. It's super good. The scoring, the single round judging, I love that. I like to be judged. I'm turning in hot food. I want to be judged on that. Right. I don't want to be judged, an hour later. Right. Who knows what my food tastes like?
Right.
Which I know we've all tried it. We've sat brisket or ribs on the counter for 45 minutes to an hour and tried them.
Yeah.
But I like cooking, turning in hot food and being judged in single rounds.
Yeah, that part makes it really nice. It does. Yeah. One of the things that I truly like is their scoring system. So for all of our listeners that haven't cooked a CBA, it's not a 7, 8, 9, 10 that the judges see. It is a poor, a good, a very good, and an excellent, if I got those numbers right.
No, I think poor, fair, good, and excellent.
Poor, fair, good, and excellent. Okay, there we go. Poor, fair, good, and excellent. That's all they see on it. So poor, fair, good, and excellent. Well, poor equals a 7, fair equals an 8, good equals a 9, and excellent equals a 10. They don't see that. They just see the letter or the the word.
The word.
So, man, excellent. Boom. And that's all they know was excellent. Well, the scoring sees it. That's a 10. So, and you're shooting to get, nines and tens, and as many tens as you can. This Chris had a perfect score in ribs, didn't you? Or well, not ribs. You had was it ribs? You had a perfect score, 200.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
had a perfect
awesome.
score, 200. I mean, all 6 judges gave him tens across the board and everything. So, Chris, I need that recipe after the class is over. Anyway, but I mean, and I think that to me helps a judge better understand what is in the box. That's just my personal opinion. What is a 7? What's a 9? You know, can they really comprehend the difference? But when you give them a word, and I think Fred and Roddy and all these with, the board at the CBA, I think they've really struck on something pretty good by giving somebody a word, poor, fair, good, excellent. I mean, that's pretty easy to understand, and I can relate to that, and I can punch a key that'll gives me that it's going to translate to our score. So this is my 3rd time of cooking one, and I'm not going to complain with it. Can we get a deaf table? I guess you could, but it seems like the parity amongst the tables is pretty consistent because I've done 3, and I've had a 3rd at my first one. I had a 5th at my second one. There was 48 teams. I never even cooked down in that area. It was way down in South Texas, and then kind of cooked in my area that I normally cook a lot. And I got a reserve, behind this guy here who's almost unbeatable in that area. That's in his backyard, and we were close. He had a 778 and some change, and I had a 777. I think he beat me by 1.3 points. As our buddy Tim Ish would say, man, you just needed another point. So, score more points. But, I mean, I'm consistent, pretty consistent in Outlaw. I'm pretty consistent here. And I just think that there's got to be something with the table scoring that is keeping that parity amongst the tables.
I think so, too, with that. I know we had 20 teams. So we had 2 tables of 10. And from what I understand, is you don't judge every single category. The judges come in, they judge category, and then they step out. A new set comes in and say they'll judge ribs.
Right.
Then they'll step out. A new set come in and they'll judge pork. So you're not judging every single category. So you're getting different judges coming into, you know what I mean? So I like that aspect of it as well.
Right. Yeah. So there's a lot of good things with it, and I think that they're going to continue to grow. It's great to hear that they've got out there and starting to. I mean, there was in South Carolina, they're in Rhode Island, as you heard. They're trying to get in more areas. Hatchers has 2 GCs and 5 CBAs. That just goes to show good barbecue, man. It's going to do good. Carlos had an amazing song, so yeah, Carlos. That's it. Let's see. He had a 778. 788. I'm sorry, Chris. I thought you had 778. Well, you spanked.
James is studying my score sheets more than me.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, dropping the low score per table also helps with the dev table. Yep, that's another thing.
Yes.
So, and that was another thing that I think we all like. So, but yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know. I'm excited about them. I hope they continue to do well. I'm glad that you guys got a chance to experience a Texas organization cook-off.
Yeah.
It seems like both of y'all were very happy with the way everything was run and everything else. So
yeah, no, it was good. And one of the other things I liked was so the last tournament was 3:00. We had awards at 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the scoring is done like instantaneously right after. It's and I'm sure they go through like a quick audit just to make sure or whatever. But I mean, you're not sitting around for 3 hours waiting for, awards. And you can just, it's that's why I think you can do that hour in between turning and then at 4:00 do the awards.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right. Bill already has his draw jack, so it's nice to let someone else win one.
Hey, I do what I can, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So let's see. CBA has a great system. IBC has changed theirs 1st of July that should improve their scoring. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, they have changed a little bit in one round, so we'll see how that works out. That definitely helped with the judging. Yeah, fatigue. Yep, that's true. Yeah, let's see. Looking at 3 next year.
That's awesome. And Matt Pereira, he met the guys from CBA a couple years ago, I think when he did World Food. So he was instrumental in getting them to come up this way. So
I got you. Okay.
yeah, it's nice to have another game in town, you know?
Right.
And,
Yeah.
you know, Matt and Rico, they really stepped up. They
Yeah,
put their heart and soul into this in the
they
fight.
did.
Can't thank them for coming up, and all the Texas guys coming up. That was really, really cool. You know, for me, that was really cool.
It was
really
awesome
against these guys. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, Chris, let's talk a little bit about that new Jambo that you got, man. What is it now? About 2 or 3 months old? It's not real old.
Yeah, I think a couple months old now. Yeah.
Yeah. You liking it?
Man, I love it. You know, we were we cooked on an offset, you know, before COVID. You know, we took a break during COVID, and my boys raced motocross, stuff like that. And then we started kind of getting back into it a little bit here, you know, the last 2 years, I guess. And had a couple of drums. It's like, man, let's just throw them on the back of the motorhome, you know, go cook, see everybody. And, you know, being as competitive as I am, you know, not scoring well. I mean, we had some decent luck, you know.
Right.
Turned out some decent barbecue, respectable, I guess. But it wasn't me, you know, like I'm just not a drum cook.
Right.
And I started looking for one, and Jamie called me. He's like, hey, I'll build you, you know, another baby J, because he had quit building them years ago.
Right.
And like, you know, I kind of kicked the idea around a little bit, and finally called him. I was like, let's do it. And so our first cook, I literally picked it up, put a fire in it, and then 2 days later we went and cooked at AT&T Stadium. And that was our second CBA event. And I think we were like 14th overall, maybe like 60, 70 cooks.
Right.
And then the next weekend we went and cooked again and ended up GCing. So our second cook, we GC'd on it.
Yeah. That's always,
Yeah.
You know, you got a good one. So,
yeah.
Bill, have you ever, I'm sure you guys, y'all been around long enough. Y'all have seen some Jambos in your time, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. There's a few teams up this way that cook on Jambos.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's an amazing pit. So you got
they're nice.
You got the baby Jambo,
Yeah,
right?
you got the smaller,
You got the smaller one.
So and it's cool. We can cook all 4 meats on it too. It's great.
That's the part that makes the Jambo so unique. So how much or how long has it taken Jamie to get out the pits now? Is it a 9 month to a year wait list? Is he?
Don't get me lying. I heard last week he was retired. So
are you serious? He's retiring.
I've had a few people reach out asking, you know, about mine.
Right.
And I was like, man, you know, I'll give you a little bit of information, but you're gonna have to call Jamie.
Right.
You know, I don't want to speak out of turn here. So they called and they said no, he's not building any of them. So
he's done with them.
That's what I hear. So
yeah. And it's a great color, solid white, man.
Nice.
First thing I was
love
like,
it.
man, that thing's gonna be hard to keep clean. I went over there and that baby was spotless. So. Yeah, Jamie builds an amazing pit. It's a shame. I mean, he's been doing it a long time. Guys, you think guys back when we had barbecue pit masters, how many years ago was that? You know, so, and he was building them before then. And Jamie is a super awesome guy. He's done a lot for the sport. I don't know if he's ever been inducted in the KCBS Hall of Fame, but dadgum, he sure deserves to be, because he has made more world champions than. Well, he hasn't made. He's given a ton of world champions one of the best pits in the world to cook on. So, Jamie's just a super great guy, and his pits are a work of art. There's no doubt. So, well, and it's pretty. I got a chance to see it up close this weekend.
Appreciate it.
I know you like it.
Oh
so, yeah, should be inducted to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I think you should. So. Bill, what are you cooking on, brother? You still cooking on the Humphreys?
Oh yeah, I'm still cooking on the Humphreys. I've been cooking on them since 2013 when they started making them. You know, I started out on a small little tiny offset on a Weber Smoky Mountain. Went over to a backwoods, and then the Humphreys started building cookers, and you know they were a sponsor of mine at the time, and I jumped on with them, and I've been with them ever since.
Yeah.
They're made right up in Maine, right up here.
Right up here. Yeah. Well, I got a chance to see one firsthand when Bill came down
Yeah.
here to do his class. You know, he was like, "Man, anybody down there got a Humphreys?" I was like, "Man, I ain't even heard of a Humphreys." And let me throw it out on the forum and see if I can find one. I was like, "Good luck with that, Bill. We're in Louisiana, man." He calls me 10 minutes later. Yeah, how far are you from Stonewall? Stonewall, like 10 minutes. He's like, "Well, I got one down there. All you got to do is go pick it up. It's in a trailer." And I was like, "You got to be kidding me." Literally, I pulled out of my driveway. I went one red light and I went straight down a road 10 miles and I was there.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, "Man, I ain't believing this. This
Yeah.
is crazy." So
It was awesome. It worked out fantastic.
it really did. I was really glad that you got to cook, on the
Yeah.
cooker that you actually cook with. But
Right.
it is a cooking machine, no doubt.
Yeah, it's nice.
So,
It does a good job.
yeah. Hey, if anybody's got any question for our guest, look, man. I mean, this is why we got these guys in. So, Sam, appreciate you being on here, man. We got a couple grand champions on here, and get 2 reserve grand champions. It couldn't have worked
Yeah.
out any better. So,
Right.
anyway, let's talk about a little pro tip that you could give. What's the one thing? And Jeff, I'll start with you. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna give you a second to think about it because
Thank you.
give you a little bit more time. What's
Thank
the
you.
one thing that you think? And Bill, we'll go with you. What's
Yeah.
the one thing that you think that has really helped you be consistent and turn your program around to getting more consistent top 10 calls?
So I got like 2, if that's all right. So
Yeah.
one of them is practice. It's just like any other sport. You have to practice, and you got to practice until you can't get it wrong.
Yeah.
And the other is, if you're gonna take a class, then follow that class, to a T. A lot of people take a class and they don't follow it 100%, and they wonder why they're not doing well. Well, you're taking the class because that person, is doing well, is successful in competition barbecue. So follow it 100% until, maybe you can start tweaking it here and there. I mean, so those two things I think are very important.
Absolutely. I would agree with you on that. You gotta cook where it's just natural and it's consistent, where you're not out of your element.
Mhm.
I mean, a cook should go so smooth that you don't have anything that's messing anything up, and it just goes well. And now I will say, this weekend I was about as furious as I could get. I never lose my cool in a competition. I thought it was a disaster because it started when I went to put my chicken in the box. I don't know what the hell kind of box that we did get, but it was so freaking small. I normally have to cook like a 4.6 to 5 pound chicken. I like a kind of a bigger chicken. I knew they was going to have a little smaller box. I go buy a 4.05, 4.05 pound chickens. Went to put it in the box, the lid wouldn't even close.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what in the hell? Turned the dadgum chicken into diet, still wouldn't close. Finally, I turned the breast to the back, which I don't ever put my breast meat to the back. And I closed the lid, at least would close, but it touched the top of the chicken. Now, did it change the flavor? No, but here's the competition I'm going to. I know I'm getting scored on presentation. I know it's taking off all my sauce. And I was so furious after that it was just like, I could not, I was mad. I don't ever get mad, but I was so frustrated that I've spent all this damn time getting everything perfect, and I go to get a little 4-pound chicken and put in the damn box, and the damn box wouldn't close. And I was like, I cooked a 4.2 pound chicken at my last CBA, and the box went dink and closed perfect. So I don't know if there's different boxes, but I know I was furious. And it just threw me off. So when I went to ribs, I put my ribs in, stack them on top of each other, go to close the box. What does it do? It hits the damn rib. Lift up the damn lid, takes all my sauce off the top of the rib. At this point now, I am fuming mad. And it's literally like, okay, I don't ever get mad at a competition. And I'm pretty well composed. I know it's like you said, you've done everything to where everything is just, it's perfect. But all of a sudden you put it in the box and close the lid and you're not expecting. I mean, I've cooked, I don't know how many competitions lately, and they don't ever touch the lid. and it just threw me off. Pork all of a sudden was, I didn't have good pork, and then at least I wasn't worried about it. I knew the box would close for that. I knew the box would close for my brisket. But man, it threw me off, and I could see and I say all that to say this: when you cook and you've got everything, you practice so much that you know exactly what to do. You've got everything down. You've nailed your timelines. Everything turned out perfect. That makes the cook go very easy and very well, and you should have a lot of confidence that what you put in the box should do very, very well for you. If you've finally found the consistency of getting there, I would say, guess the next thing you got to do, and I don't know, how you practice on this, because I don't know, the box just to me was very short, and it just wouldn't fit. So, Chris, did you seem to have that issue with chicken? I mean,
No.
It didn't touch
No,
anything?
I didn't cook a half though either. So.
Okay, well that's right. Yeah, you did something different. So yeah, well I can tell you if you had halves, man, they were. And Alan Freeman was right next to me, and his did the same thing. It smashed the lid.
We were
And,
trying to sabotage you guys.
yeah, apparently so. So I didn't get the memo. So anyway, but I think you're right. Practice, practice, practice till you're confident. You can just go in, and it just becomes just super easy.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. Taking the classes, man, I don't know how many people our classes have helped, but it's been a ton of them. So let's go to you now, Jeff. What do you think's the one thing that's helped turn your program around and get you more consistent?
Oh, I definitely think, as Bill said, practice is a lot. Classes, you got to take one. You got to learn from the pros. They've been doing it for so long. They know what the critique is. They know the game. You got to listen to them, and you got to follow the program.
Yeah.
And teamwork. We got 3 guys. Each guy knows his job. We don't have to talk to each other. You gotta have teamwork. Bill cooks with his wife. I cook with 2 guys, and they know what you're doing. It's it's continuity. Everybody knows what everybody's going to do, and it works. It flows. When it don't flow, you got a problem.
Right. Yep.
I guess. I mean that.
Yeah.
Yep. So you did say you've taken some classes?
I did. I took Ferg's class a couple years ago. I flew out to Kansas City, and then this year I took Bill Purvis's.
Okay. So
Nice.
That was before you had one, Bill.
Yeah. No, that's all good.
After.
Yeah. So you took Bill Purvis's class, used Bill Purvis's class, and beat Bill Purvis.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. When he got third in chicken and we got second, I was gonna say thank you, Bill. And I could see my Jared looking at me, going, shaking his head, saying, "Don't say it.
Don't say it. Don't say it." That's awesome. Oh goodness gracious, that's awesome.
And everybody was gracious. All you guys from Texas, and everybody that Maryland, Bourbon Bobby and Bourbon and Blues. These guys were great. Piggin and Whiskey was, they were all gentlemen. They're all good guys.
It's, right.
And it's fun. If you're gonna win, beat the best.
That's it. That's it.
And, winning. If you understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to beat the best. You want to.
That's right. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. There's that old saying. So,
that's right.
Anyway, all right, Chris, we're gonna throw it over to you.
Oh man, I always tell new cooks, take notes.
Mm-hmm.
Write down everything. If you see me at a comp, I'm constantly on my phone. Yeah, sometimes it's social media, but most of the time, I've got a timeline in my notepad. I've got all meats. I know when they went on. I know when I seasoned. I know when I injected, to the minute. I'm a big stickler on my timeline, and I always have been. I've always cooked to my timeline. So I always tell people, take good notes.
Yeah.
And humidity, weather, I don't know if I buy into all that. I don't. I know a lot of people do, but just taking notes, and paying attention to what you're doing.
Right.
Quit going over to Joe Blow's next door and drinking beer and, oh, shit, I forgot to put wood on, or I forgot to do this. Man, you've got to stay at your camp. You've got to be on top of everything. I don't stay up, partying late at night. I'm there to compete. I'm there to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Win or lose, we're gonna have some cocktails at the end of the night. But during the cook, man, be focused. Just pay attention to your cook, what you're doing, and everything usually will turn out right. I hear people talk all the time. Man, I burnt my chicken. Man, I did this or I did.
Should be.
Where were you at
for that?
Yeah. What are you doing? So, I always tell people, take good notes, pay attention to your cook, man, and stick to your timeline. Yeah. Stick to your timeline. You're going to be all right.
Yeah, 100%. That's it was funny. Friday night, I was over there with Robert Smith. I was like, "All right, guys, 8:15. I'm fixing to go to bed. 8:15, you're going to bed." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Hey, y'all stay up party all damn night long." Mike's butt's going to bed because I get up early and I'm going to get my stuff done and I'm not going to have no problems. So anyway, all right. So we got a question. What's your favorite part of cooking competition barbecue? Man, that is a great question. Bill, we'll start with you, brother.
Man, favorite part? Winning. No.
Hey, that ain't at the top of the list. That's got to be at the top now. Come
Honestly,
on,
it's for me. It's the actual competition. I'm very competitive, so I grew up playing baseball as a 6-7 years old. And I've always been into sports. It's the actual being a competition. That's what drives me. That's kind of my favorite part is just having that end game. Of trying to get that first place. And of course, meeting people. I mean, I know people from around the world right now because of competition barbecue. So I mean, that's right up there as well.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Jeff.
Me.
Yep. What's your favorite part of cooking competition barbecue?
Seeing where our food ranks, against other teams. Again, as Bill said, winning is really nice.
Yeah.
Right.
No one wants to go home, unhappy.
Yeah.
But and I like hanging out with my team. My team they're like brothers to me.
Yeah.
I like the whole camaraderie. I'm not a guy that wanders around and goes to everybody's camp. As Bill knows, I kind of stay to myself, but in my crew. But I like the competition, and I like to see where our food ranks. That's important to me.
I got
Try to turn in a product where everybody's proud of.
That's it. Chris, what about you, brother?
Man, I'm the same. Winning. Obviously, that's why we're there, right? I mean, I can sit at home and hang out with buddies and waste money and drink beer and stuff, but man, I like to win. I'm competitive just like all of you guys and everybody else that does it. But man, seeing the people, there's some of the best people in the world in barbecue, and when we took our break, that's the one thing that we missed was the people. We kept up with everybody, but man, getting out and seeing everybody on a Friday night, having a potluck or whatever, man, that's pretty special,
And to me, that's it. Friday, we're always there on Thursdays. You try to get there on Thursdays and Fridays. I mean, to me, it's about being with our brothers, talking to them, having a good time, carrying on, joking. To me, that is just fun, And then Saturday comes, just like Chris said, it's time to get serious. I'm very, very competitive from all my years of drag racing. And I'm there to win it. At that point, I didn't just show up like, well, man, guess I'm going to get third or fourth place. Man, if your mindset of going in is you're going to get third or fourth place, you're not thinking in the right mindset. You need to go there to think you're going to win it. More than likely you're not, but dadgummit, you got to at least think, I'm going there to bring my A game, to do my very best, and I'm hoping I'm going to win this thing. That's it. So nobody ever shows up to compete in anything. NASCAR, drag racing, football game. Come on, guys, we're going over to Buffalo. I guess we're going to go get beat this weekend. No, that ain't the right attitude to have. So, but to me, that's it. It's just about being around all of our barbecue family. I mean, and we got some great barbecue family across Louisiana, Texas, where I cook at. So that would be it. All right, I'm new to barbecue. I always hear about flavor profiles at competitions depending on location, region. Can you give any tips for flavor profiles in Northeast? Cheers from Buffalo. Well, we're going to leave that to you guys.
That's all you, brother.
All right. Well, all right. I'll take this one. I'll be honest with you. I don't change my flavor profile. It's always the same wherever I go. I just think it's just a well balanced, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of heat, a little bit of savory, just a well balanced program. I think that's what pretty much works. I mean, especially with KCBS. I mean, I did my same flavors for the CBA and it worked.
Right.
So yeah, I don't change my profile. It's pretty much the same wherever I go.
Okay. Yep. And I do the same. I don't care where I go. I'm pretty much well cooking exactly. Yep. Let's see, what kind of chicken you... Man, look at him. He's shigging over here. What kind of chicken you guys cook? Man, I heard he cooked lollipop chicken legs that was injected with cream cheese. Is that right, Bill?
You got that right.
And if I know Bill, he was probably throwing some thighs in a box, because he said he had no problem. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's what I did. I just did my chicken thighs.
That's it. Let's see. Jeff has it set in your head. Okay. Hey, all right, here's a good one. Has it set in your head yet that you're going to the Jack for the first time, Jeff? I mean, you still trying to wake up from that? Because
I talked to my guys; they still don't believe it.
Yeah,
they all think someone's lying to them. I do have a question for the guys in Texas, though. What do you call the wild child down there?
Oh, kiss your sister, isn't it?
That's what I just wanted to hear them say that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, kiss your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have that in one of ours. So let's see. What did Hatcher change after his hiatus? What did you change? You still cooking the same, or did you have to change them?
The same thing.
Still cooking the same.
Yeah, I mean, we make tweaks, right?
Right.
When we come back from our hiatus, I guess.
Right.
I didn't have anything to change,
Right.
I mean, we were successful until we stopped, and then we just kind of picked it back up. Now, the more you cook, you kind of get into a groove and you can make tweaks here and there, which we all do and we have done. But no, for the most part, our stuff's still the same as 2019.
Right. That's it. Yeah. I'm cooking the same stuff that I did in 2018.
I'm not a big, I tell people, recipes are a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
It's all about texture. If you know your texture, your tenderness, man, you're going to be 90% of the time, you're going to be okay.
Yeah. Everything else follows suit. If you nail tenderness, I agree 100% on that one.
Yeah. Texture and techniques is what wins it. So let's see, James, Mike, you actually used profanity when you got the chicken call. Now, I wasn't expecting it. I'll tell you right now. I was like, what the heck? You got to be kidding me. Let's see. And James had me pegged for first place. Man, you was close. I got third. I started weighing whole chickens from Walmart on the produce scale to check for accuracy. I found several that were significantly wrong. Jason, that's pretty smart. Here are our local Brookshires. Man, I was grabbing chickens. I was picking them up, and, it was like, 4.7 pounds. Throw it up on there, 5.4. Grabbed another one, put up. Every one of them was wrong. And I got the manager over there. I was like, man, look at this. This thing says 4.9. Look at this. 5.3, and he was like, and every one of them, we grabbed like 8 of them. Went back the next week, it was the same thing. He said, man, I'm fixing to call them. They got to do something about this. And so, if you're getting a chicken, I don't care. There's your pro tip right there. If you're buying chickens, you walk up to that scale and you drop it on it. Never, ever trust what's on that label. So, let's see. We are drinking every time Mike says damn. Let's see. I had some problems with my chicken box. Yeah, man, I'm just telling you. It wasn't just AJ, same thing. He had problems with his. I had problems with mine. Alan Freeman had problems with his. It was like the lids were really shallow or something. I had some same issues and normally don't have them. Yeah, not only that, I noticed the lid had a little concave in it when I first got it. First thing I did, man, I took it, as soon as I got it, I just put it on my counter. I took a 1-gallon water jug and set on top of it. I knew it really wasn't going to push it, but I was hoping it would. Probably needed to throw some heat on it to bow it out, but man, that's a problem. I mean, it gave up literally 3/8 of an inch where it had a little concave in it. And so let's see. So did you put less ribs in the box? No, I boxed it up with 8, sweetie. I had 4 on the bottom, 4 on top.
Yeah,
so.
I put 6 in my box. That was it.
Yeah.
So I was gonna try to go, 5 on 5, and just wasn't. I had one rack that was really, really good, and the other two were okay. One of the other two was better than the third, and
Right.
yeah, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna fly with 5 from one from the other, and we got second place in ribs.
Yeah,
So
there you go. That's awesome. CBA cook, pork, money mussels. Yeah, pretty much well money mussels. Everybody I pretty much well knows does money mussels. So
I did. I had a whole.
box
this is
full.
this is a funny story for it. I had this whole thought of doing like massive, almost like pork steaks, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And that's how I trim the butts down.
right,
So I had them all laying out on the board. They were huge. I go to put them in, and my wife was like, "Are you seriously going to put these in the box?" She
right.
goes, "It looks like crap."
Yeah,
I just said, "No, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing." So she took a picture of it. Fast forward, she's showing everybody the picture. Everybody's kind of like, "Wow, okay," And we got seventh place in pork.
wow.
So when my song come up, I jumped up and started laughing, and everybody started pointing at my wife, and they made her go up and get the
That
award.
is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Let's see.
Yeah.
Spray the lid with Pam, duck fat. Yep, did that. Didn't matter. Let's see. I sprayed, but still rubbed the sauce. Yep, mine. Here's another one. Peter, 4.3 pound chicken hit the lid too. Man, mine was a 4.0 chicken. Still hit the lid. Carlos Barbecue Champs has some good classes. Thank you, brother. He's definitely taken some, and
Here's to you, Doc.
yeah, he's done good. My
Yeah.
trophy room would be pretty empty without Barbecue Champs. Thank you, Sam. So, yeah, the guys in Rhode Island cooked thighs. So they just said that, Carlos. Let's see. Yes, sir. Thighs, New England.
I did.
Hospitality was awesome. Let's see. Same here. Notes like a madman. Yep. The good thing is you can keep on taking them. Watch them notes. Watch them classes over and over. I feel attacked. Let's see. Whiskey killed me once. Learned my lesson only once. Yeah. People know I go to bed at 9:30. Let's see what else we got. Cody Alabar. Hey, there's Cody. Where's Cody? Yeah, there he is. Hey, Cody. Glad to hear. Man, he's another great cook. Let's see. Does anyone else need subtitles? Yeah, man, I don't know. I think they're getting better. Maybe the more they hang around us Southern
Maybe.
folks, maybe they'll be all right. There's an option for subtitles at the bottom. Man, we even got Quebec, Canada.
73,
Man,
yeah.
73 barbecue. That's
So
awesome, man.
a couple
Glad to
weeks
have
ago up in New York. Yep.
you. Yeah, that's it, man. Give me a second, guys. I'm fairly new to this, and was my top 10 with Bobby Oliver this weekend at
Okay.
the Rib Cook Off Associate. Man, that's awesome. Yeah, I took my favorite profile up north, and it worked. Yeah,
Good barbecue is good barbecue.
Good
Doesn't
That's
matter.
barbecue
it.
travels.
That's it. Doesn't matter where you go, right?
Yeah, can
Yep.
I get a recipe for this stuff? Stuff.
Unfortunately, Steve, we're not giving up the stuffies.
That's right. I still don't have a chicken recipe, Lee. And
Those
Mike.
are good, by the way. I think I had 4 of them.
There you
Good.
go. How many
Yeah, I
KCBS?
love those things.
Okay, here's go. How many KCBS judges judge at the CBA event? I did hear it was a mix of backyard and some KCBS.
Yeah, I heard there was approximately 20%.
Okay, Steve.
So
said
that
six.
makes
Six.
sense. Yeah, 6.
It's
Okay.
6. Okay. I believe that we had 7, but okay, 6, 7. that's
6,
fine.
7. Yeah.
As you sure.
That's good.
7th for the time to turn in a half chicken. Are you serious? Sure about that? 7th place the first time turning in a chicken half. Yep. Like my halves. I just realized Lee ain't in the show. Thank goodness for the glasses. Marcio, brother. Oh, that is hilarious. Yeah, Lee couldn't make it because his internet is down in South Texas. So wait a minute, fellas. I disagree. Flavor wins over texture every time. I think you got to have flavor, no doubt. But
No doubt.
you got to have some. You got to be right on texture, especially when you get a plastic fork and a knife. So, what percent does it count for KCBS on presentation? That I don't know. That's a Bill question.
Yeah, so it's weighted. Each criteria is weighted differently. What was the
What's
was
the
it?
percentage in presentation on KCBS?
So on appearance? It's I don't know what the percentage is, but you
Isn't it
get
like 7 or 8%. It's not real high.
it's
is it?
it's like 0.5600.
Okay.
So if you get a
As much as
9,
what I
you're
thought.
basically getting a half a point. 9, you're getting 4.5 points.
4.5.
You know what I
okay.
mean? So it's I don't know the percentage, but
Yeah. Let's see. Jeff, is it set that you're going to be at the Jack for the first time? Yes.
I don't think that's
Yeah.
going to set in for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He's going to find out no subtitles when the Yankees are on.
Yeah, until
That's for sure.
Saturday.
Yeah.
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 All right.
0.54. That's
Point
it.
five.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There
We
we
got
go.
Ray Barker on here. 12 years old, telling us how to cook,
Yeah.
what the rules are. Thank you, Ray. Oh goodness gracious, that is awesome. So, yeah, it's 0.56, 56, 54. It's right in that area.
Something
So,
like that. Yeah.
yeah, it's been awesome. All right, look, we got a backyard barbecue class to give away. Look, everybody, we've had a great show tonight. We're right at our hour mark. Appreciate all the people that's on from Canada and all up and down the East Coast. Guys, I hope you'll join us Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Man, we usually have some great stuff. We have some really good comments, stuff that we're really talking about here in the last month and a half. We've been talking about pork, brisket, ribs, chicken. We've talked about how the pork's processed with Prairie Fresh. We've had B&B charcoal on here last week. A lot of amazing information is in there. So I would suggest if you like this, go back and watch those because it's been really, really awesome. Here's the man. I'm late. I mean, come on, Fred. We've been plugging CBA for the last hour. So
What's up, Fred?
Yeah, so glad to have you on here, Fred. Go back and read some of the comments. I think some of us, Fred, the biggest thing that we was kind of wondering was the chicken boxes. Man, there was a lot of us up in Texas this weekend. We couldn't get the box closed. I had a 4.0 pound chicken. Several other ones that said the same thing, 4.2, 4.3, and just box lid wouldn't close, and I never had that problem before. I've cooked 2 others, and man, I had a 4.2 chicken. It just fell right in and closed the lid. So, but man, everybody seems to love everything, Fred. I mean, a lot of positive comments from Rhode Island guys. They want you to get up there again. They want you to expand more. I think you'll really enjoy the podcast. A lot of positives. You can kind of see their likes about it. I really didn't hear no dislikes about any of it. And thank you, Fred, for what you're doing. I had a great time. This is only my 3rd one that I've got a chance to do. And Hatch over here, he got the grand champion. I got a reserve, and it was a lot of fun and very well run. So you guys have got it going on, and we really do appreciate it, Fred, for what you've done and bringing another organization into Texas, and it seems to be working really, really well. So let's give away some stuff. 20 championship backyard barbecue class. I'm going to ask a question. The first person that I see that gets it right is going to get our 20 championship backyard classes. You'll get them for 30 days. It's the first person that I see right, not what y'all see, because my stuff is in real time. Sometimes your stuff is delayed. So the first person that gets this answer correct will win it. I want to know who the 2023 chicken champion was at the Jack Daniel Invitational last year. Who won the 2023 chicken at the Jack Daniel in 2023, last year's contest? First person I see across the screen that gets it is going to get our championship back. Well, that was really quick right there. Jared got it. So there we go. Jared, you got it. And that's it. And I don't know if you bought classes. It's getting too hard for me to keep up with everybody now. If you have not got a class from us, I'm just going to go ahead and drop this in the chat. It's BBQ Champions, ONS, at gmail.com. BBQ Champions at gmail.com. All right, Jared, I just dropped it in the chat. BBQ Champions at gmail.com. I need you to say I won tonight's trivia. I've got your first and last name. I need your email address. If you've already got an account with us, note it in the email. I've already got an account, and I'll find you, and I'll add it to your class so that you've already have. And if not, I'll create an account, and I'll email you the link of how to get into your class. So
That guy Bill Gillespie must be good.
yeah,
he's okay.
Yeah, don't worry about creating Jared. I'll create the account. Don't try to create an account. I'll create one. It's easier for me to do it that way. I can set the password and everything, and then I'll just get you added right into it. So it's pretty easy for me to do it that way. Well, guys, I'm gonna give you all a chance to thank any of your sponsors. Anything, Bill? You got anybody you want to thank, brother?
Yeah, all my sponsors. I'm going to forget them, but Humphreys, Royal Oak, Compart, Snake River Farms, Hammerstall, the Barbecue Bus, Oh man, I know I'm forgetting people, and I apologize. But yeah, thank you to all our sponsors and supporters. And I need some information on the CBA championships in January because
Okay.
I might be interested in coming down for that. That'd
There
be
you
kind
go.
of fun. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Bill, if you're still on, or Bill, Fred, if you're still on here, reach out to Bill. You can send him a message on Facebook and
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
and give him some information about the championship. So
Yep.
um, let's see, Ron. Let's see what he got. I just jumped from third to top 15 after his classes on barbecue champs, and that's awesome. So glad to hear those kind of stories, man. Jeff, any sponsors?
Yeah, I'd like to really thank the Hardwood Brothers up in New York. That's where we get all our wood from. Mr. Brisket in Ohio, and Jealous Devil. Best
Okay.
charcoal out there.
Yep. All right. Let's go here. You're up, Chris.
Uh, Roll Oak Charcoal for sure, number one, and then Meat Church. Can't forget those guys. Man, my wife and kids.
There you
I
go.
got to thank them because if
Yeah.
Right.
it wasn't for them, I wouldn't get to do this. So,
That's right. That's right.
man, a lot of support from my family. So,
That's good.
yeah.
That's good. Well, guys, I really do appreciate it. I hope everybody's enjoyed our show tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on. Lord willing, I'll have Lee back with me next Tuesday night,
Yeah.
7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Bill, thank you for filling in as our
No
co-host,
worries.
brother. And we'll have another great show lined up for you next week. It's always a lot of fun, and everybody have a safe week. And as we always close out our classes, y'all go out there, have a lot of fun, and smoke on.